Good morning, guys, and welcome to iPunt. A quick recap of yesterday, Kenilworth, and another awesome day for us. I'll show you at the VIP play later, which is this little button at the top here, which basically spoon feeds you, gives you notifications to your phone and to your computer about what bets to take for the day. We started off with the first, and the top rated in the first trip to the woods. Grant van Niekerk, the birthday boy, got beaten by Winter Rainfall, the fifth rated here, that had a little bit of action, 12 to 1 into 10 to 1 on debut, being backed in and then went for quite some lengthy rest. So, being also a Candice Bass Robinson joker, coming back from rest, and now changing Mr. Wright into Mr. Doormeyer, that there has a really good strike rate with Candice. Yeah, Winter Rainfall didn't quite win out of touch or out of tune. 22% wins and 41% additional places with Doormeyer. Beaten the top rated there. Top rated was a nice 5.5, so it paid very nicely for the places as well. But yeah, people are greedy, so they want to play the wins all the time, not just the places. But Candice beat Justin and the birthday boy to it in the first. Moving on to the second, then. And in the second year, of course, Candice had to rather win with a stablemate, Kamikaze, at 20 to 1 than with Unconquerable Lady, because the odds just pay so much better when you actually have race 1 and race 2 double with a 20 to 1 rather than with a 2.8 to 1. And that's not the first time, it won't be the last time that happens. Unfortunately, trainers have to eat, and there's not enough stakes money. So if you really want them to see fairer results, then I guess the only option is not buying out all the horses and sponsoring all the trainers and all the jockeys, but actually just upping the stakes money. That's as easy as it is. Be that as it may, Montreal, Sun Spectacular, Unconquerable Lady, the Bass Robinson stablemate to Kamikaze. Funny enough, we did make a note previously on our dearest Candice, and this is pretty spot on. Likes the doubles, especially one of them, the stablemate of the favorite, and or Mornay Bernard, and or Andrews, trusted with the long shot when Aldo or Keegan has the favorite. Met much better odds on the double that way. The patterns, the data does speak to patterns, and I guess humans are creatures of habit. So yeah, it it does get seen. I don't know if anything gets done by it, but be that as it may, it does get seen. And then in the next, and we've seen this so often now, where the trainer gets beaten by the stablemate. And yeah, that's exactly what happened here with the trainer, Justin Snaith, winning with the stablemate Shushlui rather than the favourite Spring Palace. But that was also shown in the ratings as the correct one. In fact, the top three ran first, second, and fourth. And there were signs of that, because on the 28th of May, when Spring Palace ran second over the 1400, Shlushlui was actually the one being backed in from 16 to 3.75. And now they dropped it back to the 1200, where Shushui did win the 1200 the previous time in yielding conditions. So, yeah, it was a bit obvious, and duly obliged. Everyone had that on the VIP play as well as one of our selections on the VIP play. In the fourth race, the Greenie got beaten by a first-timer first, a first-timer second, and a first-timer third. Not so easy for the public for that, but be that as it may, at least our Ponte Vecchio did pay 112 rand, 112% for a top four. And again, our birthday boy, Grant van Niekerk, did the business. Clearly, Grant van Niekerk was getting paid for some very nice birthday prezzies for the day. The first time a Booger fight in second. That's why I thought Andre Nel would do a bit better later on as well. with Go With The Flow, and then Vaughan Marshall's First Time a Year, Golden Grey. Moving on to the 5th race. And here the top-rated Snow Pilot won, and one of our selections for top 4 ran second. No apologies, and you'll see that just now. But that was quite easy to spot here. You see the only one that hits the winning line here and is improving is Snow Pilot. Maybe I almost just move that a little bit less. So let's just look at the last 168 days rather. Remember, you can actually just change these to make it easier for you to spot the trends and so yeah, I like to keep it on either 168 or 84, but it's your choice. If you want to go further back, by all means, then you can go further back. And of course, we know here that you can change your courses and your distances and your being within today's distance rather than the exact distance, as well as the going, if it's yielding or soft or whatever the case might be, or if it's poly, you can choose poly, etc. Or just don't use the course and just use all the turfs for feature days, for instance. But doing that in whatever shape or form on the bat figure, Snow Pilot is here 4.58 lengths better than anything else, and duly obliged. With no apologies, our VIP selection for top 4 paying way more than Snow Pilot, 7 to 10 for the win. So it was less risk involved with picking no apologies. You can see that lovely 4.9 years, very close. For a 20-to-1 shot, was worthwhile. Almost there. Moving on to the 6th race. Today we've got Vol, tomorrow we've got Poly, and I think then Saturday we've got Turf again. So yeah, quite a busy time. The 6th race, another one where we've mentioned before, the Cape Crawl always include all your first timers, and first timers are easiest to spot purely with a little 1 next to a red trainer. So in red you can spot them, or a little 1 there. The other thing to easily spot them is also to see when they're coming from a rest. This is the best exact distance median speed. That in itself is a good indicator. 24% chance to win from our stats on the last 105 races where we have ranked Kenilworth 1600 Class G in today's Going Soft. So all of that being said, Andre Steyn, only runner and returning from a rest with the best exact distance median speed, was a good indication. The one that we liked in the VIP's Women's World, and the reason for that was, you'll see Women's World's improvement here, and Analytic was the 3rd rated, the actual Glenn Cotson and Keegan Namira, but obviously Piet Botha by now, if you can see on the ODR rules, if you click on the ODR, you'll see that on day rules, Piet Botha and Steyn, decent day for the day, and Women's World showed very nice improvement there. If you also look at the bomb roll figures, then Women's World is actually a bit more of a standout. You see a Women's World heating down here when Makotwa was riding. Moving on to the 3rd last race and the 7th. Just a second. I guess we'll get there soon. On the 7th, can't really remember what happened. There was so much sport last night as well. A lot of Wimbledon. Remember, we do over 60,000 sporting events in a month. So, yeah, horse racing is just one of it. Oh, yeah, Somerset Morn, another birthday boy present from Mr. Snake. Grant van Niekerk and Justin Snaith there, doing well. Speed Machine was in that race for Justin Snaith as well. Yeah, the top-rated Gainsford only managed a 4th, which was better than his better odds stablemate. But yeah, Somerset Morn, a nice little Justin Snaith present for Grant van Niekerk. Again, a horse returning from a big layoff or a big rest, coming to perform well. Race 8. Race 8 was very much seen as a Woodruff kind of race. we had two Woodruff horses in the race, when Woodruff only entered in 2 races. So Corner Orford took the win on this one on a spring chicken, and how to see a spring chicken is quite simply with the little green there that says this horse has only had 3 runs, so it is a spring chicken. And yeah, My Flower Fate won this race, improving very well. Never done the distance before, so you can't really rate him too well on never having done the distance before. There's no valid bum rolls. If I just take the valid off, you can see that it pops in there with the win backed in 16 into 8 when Corner Offer was riding. And on that one record, there's not much to go by. Island Treasure, they had a third, a second, and a fourth with Andrews, all 3 of them. So that was a bit better rated. Philosophizer ran the top 4 as well. And the horse that got backed in from 16 into 4 to 1 ran second, Metar. It also came from a bit of a rest. So that was what happened in the second last. And then in the lucky last, our best bet was quite easy to spot if you just simply look at the improvement on bat figures. And I'll show you on the listing as well how that actually works to see that it's the best bet on the VIP play. That's easy to see. It's simply got BB next to the name. I'll show you what that looks like just now. Don't want to take up more than 10 minutes of your time. So in the last coronation time, you'll see there is a massive 0 on the bat figures. The second best pops in here 12 lengths worse. Coronation time. On top of that, we just talked about only runners in the Cape. On top of that, the joker means that the trainer and owner is related, and the joker also means that the jockey and the owner is related. And then also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different rankings of the 22 that it was top rated in. And clearly a standout there. If you can see how far that's, like on the 12 length line is the closest. So there's huge improvement on the last time. Also with Andrews riding, and also over the same 1950 than today. That's it, guys. Yeah, Vol today. Remember, if you register, you get the first 7 days for free to check things out and watch all the tutorials and everything else. And I hope to see you again tomorrow for the update. Have a great day.